It's 11:47 on a Thursday night. You're lying in bed, the blue light of your phone illuminating your face. You aren't on social media, you're on your banking app. You've done this 100 times before. You add up checking, savings, and that one investment account you barely touch. Then you subtract the car note, the credit card, and the loan for when the HVAC died. The number you land on isn't what it should be. Not for someone who works this hard. Not for how many years you've been at it. This is invisible broke, a reasonable life with a real income but almost nothing underneath it. You close the app and go to sleep, knowing the number will be the same tomorrow. But what if I told you that the difference between that dread and a life of total freedom isn't a lottery win or a massive raise? It's a single choice about $100 a week. Every time you spend $100, there are two price tags. The first is visible. It's what you pay at the register. The second is invisible. It's the price of what that money would have become if you had given it a place to grow. For most people, $100 a week leaks out in ways they can't even account for. The $8 delivery fee, the $11 subscription, the upgrade that felt like nothing at the time. We call this net drift. When that money drifts towards spending, it disappears. But when you redirect it, that $100 a week becomes a 30-year decision wearing a $100 price tag. If you take that $100 and point it toward a broad market index fund, something that tracks the S&P 500, you're no longer just saving money, you're building an engine. When you start, it's going to feel like nothing. Year one, you've put in $5,200. Maybe the market adds a few $100s on top. It looks like a glorified savings jar. Year three. This is where most people quit. Not because they ran out of money, but because they ran out of belief. The returns are real, but the base is still too small to register emotionally. But if you keep that $100 a week default running, something magical happens around year 10. This is the crossover point. For the first time, your existing balance starts generating more in a single year than you are contributing. The machine has become the primary engine of its own growth. You are now a minority contributor to your own wealth. Time has taken over the heavy lifting. By year 20, you aren't just looking at a bank balance. You're looking at a life that is structurally unrecognizable from the one you have now. Drawing from historical averages of approximately 10%, $100 a week for 20 years doesn't just result in the $104,000 you deposited. It climbs toward a balance that could be triple that. At 10% returns, $10 a day, or $70 a week, reaches $228,000 in 20 years. $100 a week pushes that ceiling even higher. But the money isn't the point. What the money represents is options. It's the ability to say no to a promotion that's actually a career trap. A role that offers a 10% raise but steals 40% more of your time and freedom. It's the desperation premium in reverse. You don't have to accept the first number in a negotiation because you have stored oxygen. You can wait for the right deal because you are no longer a predictable revenue pattern for the world to exploit. The secret of the silent millionaire is that real wealth is built in the accounts nobody sees. It's aggressively ordinary. It's about being easy to dismiss while your money replicates itself in the background. You don't need a financial epiphany or a massive windfall. You need a daily default pointed in the right direction. Tonight, don't just run the math on what you owe. Run the math on what $100 a week could do for the you 20 years from now. Set up the automation. Remove the decision from your own hands. The 20 years are going to pass anyway. The only variable is whether that time leaves you with a pile of receipts or a life full of doors you finally have the power to open. The key is the $100. The door is the 20 years. You already have the key.